March 8th, 2024, Friday. It is a gloomy day back over here in East Glasgowshire. A little drizzle as I see us on the way over to the gymnasium. I probably just butchered like 18 different accents right there. I just said different twice. So maybe I should work on my own actual natural accent before I start even attempting any other ones right there, right? But what is the cultural impact of doing a silly little UK-ish accent and the little joys of life that come along with it? But on this 54-degree day, which I do believe the temperature will be dropping more as I get closer to the gym, because for some reason, every single time I go to the gym and I get out of my car, for some reason it precipitates even harder and it gets even a little bit colder. But I'm going to the gym right now. Did not prepare too well for it, if I'm being honest. This person was just about to T-bone me because they just refused to stop for some reason. And that makes me a little bit angry. The blood pressure rose a little bit seeing that person drive like that, but I will prevail. I just drove by a mobile salon for dogs right there. That is an interesting concept. It would be funny, though, if I were to get T-boned in that time, actually, because since I have a video recording of me driving, I might have some proof of evidence that holds up true into the court of federal law. And the person that's right by me just looked at me. And I was about to flip them off, actually. I was about to flip them off and be like, hey, I got a camera right here. You know what that means? Absolutely nothing, because I'm actually recording just myself. Is that a bug? There's a fly in my car. Be gone, fly. Mr. Fly. I see you hanging on for dear life. Just go. Okay. Wow, the fly has vacated the premises after that little gust of wind, little tornado action little air bending that I did right there. But what is on the agenda today? It is legs. Legs. I did the legs of the upper body yesterday. I know John will like that reference. I did the legs of the upper body, otherwise known as the arms, yesterday. And now I'm going to be doing the arms of the lower body, aka the legs, today, which is going to involve, I believe, 12 sets of leg extensions, 12 sets of leg curls, and then we go home. You always have to skip calves also. Calves are not a real muscle, and you should skip them. Let me blast my windshield real quick, because it's getting kind of hard to see. But on the actual agenda, I'm thinking I start off with calves today. And I'm thinking I start off... I actually don't know how many sets of calves I want to do, because... Oh, why are there so many cars out right now? Like, I know I'm going a little bit later than what my usual time is, but I did not think it'd be this busy on this intersection at the moment. But I'm gonna think... I don't know, I feel like recently I've been doing 4 sets of calves, which I feel like that's been sufficient enough for me. But I also feel like it kind of just feels like I'm maintaining calves instead of actually inciting growth. They do feel a little bit more defined, like, as the time goes on, so maybe it's not a bad thing about what I'm doing with my calves, but... I mean, I feel like a lot of people would agree, like, nobody's really opposed to getting bigger calves, right? Like, nobody's ever said, ew, I don't want to get big calves. Like, I feel like I never really heard anybody say that, and I feel like a lot of people always say that, like, you know, they're sad that their calves are actually small. But in reality, I feel like a lot of people that say who say that they have small calves don't even have small calves. Maybe they just got long legs and it just looks less proportionately big, if that makes sense. Because, like, think about it this way. Like, I feel like I don't really have long legs. Like, I kind of got, like... I don't want to say stubby legs, but I definitely have friends who have longer legs than me. And I feel like my calves aren't big, but they just look bigger in comparison just because my legs aren't as long. I don't know what the actual physiology or anatomy thing is related to that, but something I'm just gonna ramble about. I am very yawny today, where I feel like I don't really get it, considering I still feel like I got a pretty good amount of sleep, and I gotta brake real hard. Okay, that's weird. Why did that car in front of me brake? I thought they were going to turn into that area, but they just braked. But there's nothing in front of them, and it's a green light. Very odd indeed. Whoops. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh my God. I remember yesterday I went out to grab some food with my friends, and I had such, as funny as it's a muscle memory, which is even funnier considering this is the path that I go to the gym, but there's a place, a restaurant that we all like going. Well, I guess not even a restaurant. It's a saloon. It's a tavern. It's a pub. It's a bar that also serves food. But they do serve some pretty darn good food over there. But anyway, the reason I start rambling is to get there is one of the easiest drives ever, especially from where I live, because I make one turn at one intersection and I go straight for about maybe 10, 12 minutes, and I literally arrive at the restaurant just driving straight. But what ended up happening is on the intersection where I turn right, the one that I just did right there to go to the gym, I instinctively just turned right there because I just been so used to just making a right at that turn and going to the gym, because my life's been pretty boring recently. All I've really done is just work and go to the gym. And if I don't go to the gym, that means I just stay home. Which, kind of thinking about it, maybe my life is kind of, definitely not going to say pathetic, but been kind of boring for the past couple of weeks. I haven't really done much. Like, yesterday was the first time seeing and hung out with my friends in person. Is that a week, actually? So okay, I guess it's not like I haven't been too antisocial. I think I've at least been seeing my friends once a week, but I gotta bump those numbers up. You feel me? I gotta bump those numbers up. Those are some rookie numbers. I gotta see my friends more. I gotta get out of the house a little bit more often, because nothing wrong with staying in the house for too long, but sometimes seeing your friends, going out and experiencing the world truly is a wonderful activity. Truly something I eagerly look forward to. And I remember, like, previously, too, I really didn't like the idea of travel. Especially just because of the idea that I felt like, oh, why would I travel when if I have time off, I can just stay home and play video games and relax? Which I kind of understand the sentiment and the beauty of that, too. You know, just being able to kind of laze around, sleep in, and just completely relax and not have anything to worry about. That is, you know, that is a great thing, too, in a way. But I remember when I went on my first international trip after like decades of not going on international trips, when I went to Japan in 2020, and obviously was I tired pretty much the majority of that trip? Yeah. But was it still such a beautiful and exhilarating experience that I still think about today? Yes, as well. And even the non-international trips that I went on, the camping trips and stuff like that, yes, during that time I'm probably physically tired, but mentally I think I feel very fulfilled. And I think it's finding that right balance of just making sure that on a trip that I have to accept that it's not going to be the most relaxing thing, but it's going to be fun, it's going to be memorable, and it's going to be, you know, oh my, not gonna lie, I had a bit of a panic mode right there, because I thought I was going to get T-boned again right there by not any car this time, by a moving car, which is significantly bigger than me, which means me as the smaller vehicle in that collision, I will probably not be enjoying that collision as much. Am I just losing my mind? Why does it feel like all the people driving to there are not stopping before they turn? Like, especially even just starting in my neighborhood, that car did not look like it was going to stop anytime soon. I mean, it did, because obviously I'm still talking right now. My car's not in shambles. But even that moving car right there, it came out of that corner like not stopping. Like, what if there was a car coming down the road? Like, did they somehow have a premonition that they knew that car wasn't going to go around that corner? I don't get it. That doesn't seem like safe driving. Also, on this topic real quick, I really need to watch Dune 1. I've heard so many astounding reviews about Dune 2, and I remember, I guess this is lore from a couple while ago, but I was talking about movies with one of my internet friends named Eric, and then they highly recommended Dune 2, or just Dune universe in general. And I do like myself some sci-fi. And I also really love the look of desert settings in sci-fi. Like, I know it can be kind of overplayed because, I mean, for example, I think somebody, actually not somebody, I think on Reddit I've seen people complain about Tatooine on Star Wars, because people just kept wondering why they always kept going back to Tatooine when it's just a big, barren desert planet with technically kind of nothing on it other than Jabba the Hutt going, hoo, 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 hoo. I don't know why I did that noise right there. But Dune, I want to watch Dune 1 and I want to go watch Dune 2 in theaters, because it's been the first time in a while for me where I've heard of a movie have such astounding reviews to go watch it in a theater. Like, I've seen some movies where people say, oh yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, you should watch it. But I never heard a movie where people say, you should watch this movie only in theaters. And they always said, watch it in IMAX or like Dolby, Regal Cinema Extra, 4D cinematic experience without even the E on it. It just has a big X off the front. But yeah, it's been a while since I've heard somebody just tell me, and several people tell me, that Dune 2 must be enjoyed in a theater. And I think I even saw a Hideo Kojima post where he said, this is cinema. And I don't know why, just hearing a person that really likes movies say this is cinema kind of had an impact on me as I read it as a reader, where I thought, you know what? If this is cinema, I must go enjoy it at said cinema. Wow, somebody's in the parking spot that I always usually like taking, so I'm gonna have to park somewhere else. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get a little bit wacky and back in to my parking spot this time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I think you already saw right there, but having a backup camera makes you so lazy. Like, I should have been using all my mirrors. I should have done the thing that apparently, what was it? People joke about that people love doing when you do the oh and do that. But did I do that? No. I probably gave a lot of people the ick right now because I just used my rear view cameras only. But I've arrived at the gymnasium. The weather is kind of sad and gloomy. But I'm going to go hit these legs, gosh darn it. Ooh. I think the funniest thing is when I look back at my recording, it'll be like a 2-minute recorded sled and a minute 20 of what we put in the sled. Alright, motorcycle. Motorcycle, pretty cool. Oh, it's awesome. Let's do it. That's not the part of it. Okay, Siri, order me a belt. Alright, motorcycle time. Vroom. Vroom. Vroom.
Belts are way more expensive. Stable. Nice. Good. Nice. Got one more. One more. Good rep. You got it. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. You got it. You can make it.
know how embarrassing it is to do a sit and then waddle over to your camera to turn it off?
What I was doing, I was going down, stretching my hamstrings, using my lower back to lift the leg instead of my hamstrings. But on those first one, I took my lower back and really like tried to think about lifting up with my hamstrings.
I'm packing up my shorts for this today. Let me out.
Yeah, it's much better with weight. Sorry if I. That's what's great. Stick on straight. Lean forward. Stay in the heels. That's still good.
Oh. This one's for Jamone.
Stay back. Nice. Awesome.
It's only 4.
Stay back. First one is perfect.
It is.
biggest part is the control on the way down. You get all the way into control on the way down. Well, I wasn't doing that until like halfway through. All the way up, control. Good. Nice.
Oh my god.
Maybe you don't need to grip that.
We're gonna fly off.
You need to...
You guys want to hear something absolutely ludicrous right now? I arrived at the old Move Fitness at around 11:58 a.m. It is now 3:22 p.m. and I myself am a wee bit surprised by how long I have spent in the gym today, because it doesn't even feel like I've been in there for 3 hours. And I think that really is the one benefit of, working out with a good pal, a good old friend, is that time just flies by because it's just fun. I feel like everybody agrees with the old sentiment that, what was it? If you're having fun, time goes by really fast. And I've felt that plenty of times where I felt like I've had moments where, am I safe to go? I am. Yippee! Where, it felt like, what felt like to you, what was like 20 minutes hanging out with a certain person, and then you blink an eye and all of a sudden, boom, 2 hours have passed and you're like, where did the time go? Today was very similar to that because, let's be honest, I feel like nobody necessarily wakes up and they're like, oh boy, leg day today, I'm going to have a lot of fun. That being said, I'm not saying nobody has fun with leg day. For example, I had a lot of fun with leg day today. So I guess in a way I'm being ironic by even saying that, but I wasn't necessarily looking forward to leg day. I was just looking forward to hanging out and working out with Alex. But then we got both done today, and even today too. We weren't even able to get our full... Actually, no, we got a good workout in. The only reason I say that is I always love doing the seated leg curl for my hamstrings, and I didn't get to do it because the machine is broken. The seated leg curl at the Move Fitness is broken, and I don't know yet when it will be fixed. I do hope by the next leg day that I do that it's fixed by then, because that is honestly, I still think, for the hamstring, that is my favorite movement, because there is no other exercise where I can get that true hamstring only action type of movement, because all the other ones, for example, I love RDLs and I think they're really fun to do and they're really good for you as well. But actually, maybe I'm not certified to say that they're really good for you. I just enjoy doing them because they're fun and they're kind of exhilarating. It's kind of like a squat where you kind of have to mentally brace yourself before a set. Where all right, I'm gonna lift this thing and I'm gonna set it down and I'm gonna lift it back up once again, and it's fun. But then I also realize that if I don't keep a super keen eye and notion to keep my form in check, that I could be incorporating other muscles that are not just my hamstrings, which I know there will be other muscles at play, because with how the RDL, whoa, get out of my lane, my good sir. This guy kind of reminds me of that picture, it's a guy with a really veiny forearm with a really gaudy, expensive watch on his wrist, one-handing a steering wheel, and it just looks really funny. Could I make this light? Yes, I can. Hold on, fellas. I'm making some evasive maneuvers. Woo! I will say though, one downside to working out and being at the gym for 3 hours, I am so hungry right now. This is the first time in a while where on just the initial minute that I've been in the car right now, I feel physically like I'm starving. I am so hungry. I'm a hungry hippo right now at the moment, and I need to go home and I need to replenish my caloric intake and my macros. Thing too is I actually need to go finish off my breakfast. There was another one of those mornings where I woke up and I started eating my breakfast, and then I'm gonna be just real with you. We're gonna talk about poop again, but while I was eating my breakfast, I had to go use the restroom, so I didn't finish it. Went to the restroom, came back out, and then I actually realized I forgot to finish off some of my work that I was supposed to finish last night, and I didn't. So here's the thing. I was supposed to send off a couple emails, and one of the emails that I thought I sent off, I actually didn't even write anything for it, because when I went to go check my emails this morning, I had an empty draft that just had nothing on it, and I was like, uh-oh, oopsies. So that took not quite an hour, but that did delay my breakfast eating time. By the time I got everything done, I already had delayed my gym time because we usually meet up around 11:30 for our Friday gym sessions. But today I had to postpone it to 12. And then before I left, instead of trying to eat all my food, because here's what I was worried about. I always try to be really mindful about my pre-workout meals, and I always try to eat at the minimum an hour before I'm going to work out. And by minimum, I mean like I want to have at least an hour after I ate. Like I don't want to be finishing something like to eat and then go work out like 30 minutes later, because I'm always terrified that like I'm gonna feel terrible if I do that. I don't know if there's actual like a scientific reasoning on why I should avoid that, but I'm just speaking from personal experience where I feel like a lot of people can say that if they immediately ate, and especially if you ate and you're quite full, right? Like it's not there's like, a handful of chips that you just, satiate a little bit of hunger with. If you have a full meal and then you go immediately do something that's, physically strenuous, I don't feel the greatest. And I'm also very terrified that I'm going to vomit if I were to do that, because the last thing I want to do is be the guy at the gym that vomits mid-set because he ate too much and his tummy hurt during the set. Like, I do not want to be that guy. Well, that being said, I don't think anybody wants to be that person. So I think that's, pretty universal experience. Nobody wants to be the embarrassing moment person at a certain public area. Like, I feel like it's a pretty safe thing to assume though, right? Also, I had to double check because I had to make sure that I was actually recording and it wasn't just another selfie that I just took and I was just talking into the void once again. But in a way too, it kind of shows that like, even if I'm not recording, I'm still comfortable talking to myself now because, again, I'm not particularly, making these videos, saying these things so that I can get a reaction from others. I am, I'm saying these things because I'm reflecting on myself. I'm reflecting on my own thoughts, and I get to hear it out loud, and I can hear it again through the video where I can be like, hey, my mental mindset was like this that time. Why was it? Why was I happier? Why was I sadder? Why did I have a good set? Why did I have a bad set? Things like that all add up, and I really do appreciate that, I'm even doing this for myself right now, because I am happy that I've stuck with it. I truly am. And I'm happy that I'm comfortable enough to just share my own feelings. And in a way too, where I can share my own feelings with others and not be embarrassed and not be like shamed that like I have these thoughts. And it's kind of funny that I say that in retrospect again, because I say I shouldn't be ashamed to have these thoughts when I'm just talking about pooping like 40% of the time. But I gotta say it again. Pooping, that's it. That's the entire thought that I had. I didn't cramp getting into my car today, which was another good sign. But yeah, I'm talking about the topic of meals. So I didn't have my full breakfast today. I think I ate only about a third of it today. So I still have 2/3 of that left over at home. Need to finish that off. But I did have a pre-workout snack of a banana. Like about 15 minutes before I left, I ate a banana. And I don't know what it is. I kind of have these like food cravings, or specifically fruit cravings, where like throughout the year, I will not really enjoy bananas, but now I really enjoy bananas. Like a nice ripe banana with like a firm texture. And I don't really like mushy bananas either. They got to be pretty firm, but still ripe enough that they're, decadent and sweet, are definitely delicious. A good banana goes a long way. One thing I'm a little bit regretful of right now is we bought these apples. Actually, I don't think we even bought them. Somebody gifted us some apples, and which I'm really thankful of because I like apples, but I also enjoy good apples. These apples kind of suck. They taste all right, but the texture is terrible. Like, I'll bite into it, instead of it like snapping off, it won't even crumble. It just refuses to budge. It doesn't have a snap. It's like mushy but hard at the same time, which I know is contradictory, but I feel like if I were to give the people listening this that apple and I told them to take a bite out of it, they would agree with what I'm trying to describe it as. Like, it doesn't have a snap like what I look for in a good apple. But at the same time, it still doesn't, it's not soft either. Like, it's weird. It's a really weird texture, and it's kind of been throwing me off. And this might be an apple that I have to cut up and eat, because I know I'm going on an apple rant right now. A good apple, in my opinion, should be an apple that you can just hold in your hand and just eat comfortably, and you don't have to like put an extra effort or work to like really, eat a held apple. But this apple required a lot of, as funny as it sounds, dexterity to eat it, like holding it, because I had to like hold it at some weird angles, really pry off some pieces. Not an enjoyable experience, if I'm being honest. It was not very enjoyable. And I think the way I can incite a little bit of joy with this certain type of apple is to just cut it up. I'm gonna put it on a cutting board. I'm gonna cut it into 4 pieces, cut it into slices, and enjoy some apple slices like I'm a little kid again. Oh, but I also gotta think about what I'm gonna eat today. My friend Alex was mentioning that he's probably gonna get Chipotle. And not gonna lie, that sounded really good actually. But I know I have food at home, so I'm forcibly making myself drive home right now and eat the food there because I know that food that I bought is there. It's begging to be eaten. Especially my breakfast. I should definitely be finishing that off first because it's got fiber, it's got sugar. Well, let's just say this: it's got fiber, it's got carbs, it's got protein, and I don't know if it has any fats in it, actually. I'm guessing it has some amount of fats from the protein powder and some amount of fats from maybe the oat. Actually, it probably does not have a substantial amount of fat in it. So I should probably eat some healthy fats also. I think I have this extra virgin olive oil. That has a very nice fragrance to it, so maybe I'll pour that over. Maybe I'll have a tuna salad today, actually. A tuna salad or a chicken salad sounds really good. I really want something crunchy. I want a little bit of a crisp crunch right now. I am so tired. I am so tired and I'm so hungry right now. I literally feel like the energy waning off me at the moment. And I need fuel. So honestly, on that note, I wish everybody a beautiful day, a beautiful morning, a beautiful night. Whatever you got in store, have a wonderful day. Peace.